I say. It's Withers, isn't it?
Good Lord. Seaton. Well, it must be ages.
Yes, since school.
Good old Farfield.
Well, I don't remember much that was good about you.
Well, no, not actually. What are you doing these days?
Nothing much. You?
Oh, writing a bit. Here and there, you know.
Come and have lunch.
What?
I'm just in time for the day. Well, unless you have, of course.
Well, no,
I know this place around here. I'd like to talk to you with us, if that's all right.
Well, yes, I suppose so. Only I do have to be back here by 2:30. Where is this place, then?
Just round the corner.
Well, thanks awfully.
I hope you like this. It's one of their best.
Honestly, Seaton, anything would have done. So, why are you up in town, then?
Jewelers.
Jewelers.
To buy a ring.
Really?
Engagement ring.
Well, congratulations, Seaton. Who is she?
Alice. Oh, I don't suppose you remember. That time that you spent half-term with me at my aunt's.
Good Lord. Yes, the girl with the horse.
Alice. Dr. Outram's daughter.
And you're getting married. Well, fancy that. And, how's the aunt?
She's aged a good deal. I dare say you heard that that we had lost a good deal of money.
No.
Oh, yes.
Are you still living with your aunt?
Yes.
And the ghosts? I shan't forget that night at your place, I promise you.
Are you making game of me, Withers?
No. I was as scared as you were.
Well, perhaps I'm not as fanciful as I was. Look here, Withers. I don't know how to say this, but the fact is, you're the only friend I have on earth except Alice.
Oh, come on, Seaton.
Look, what I mean is, I'm not sure my aunt cares much about my getting married. Well, she doesn't say so, of course. You must remember her well enough to know what I mean. What I mean to say is, would you mind coming down?
Well, I know.
Look, you don't have to stay, though you'd be welcome, of course. I'd like you to meet Alice. And you could also tell me your honest opinion. Look, if you have a card, or let me know your address so I could write.
Well, I just have some digs in Chelsea.
I tell you what.
I couldn't say no. After all, Seaton had stood me a very decent meal. But I shan't make excuses. For despite his extravagant claims, Seaton never had been a friend of mine, even at school.
Let me go! Come on, let me go! Oh, leave me alone! In the box, hold it, keep still.
Got it!
Yes,
Out! Go on, clear out. Come on, chaps. Bit of mercy to dumb creatures, eh?
Thanks, Withers.
Don't bother.
I wrote to my aunt about you coming for half term.
What?
You promised, you know.
Well, to tell you the honest truth, Seaton, old chap.
My aunt expects you. She's very glad you're coming. She's sure to be quite decent to you.
What do you mean? directions when we get there. Will you want me to the station?
Have to walk.
Haven't you any other family? How about your parents?
Dead.
Just you and your old aunt? Rum sort of life you must have.
Except for the ghosts.
The what?
Come on, give it to me.
Thanks, James.
Is that your pet?
Arthur? Well, Arthur. So this is your friend, Mr. Smithers, I suppose?
Withers, Aunt.
Oh, it's much the same. Come in, Mr. Withers, and bring him along with you. When I look at my nephew, Mr. Withers, I remember that dust we are, and dust we shall become. You are hot, dirty, and incorrigible, Arthur. Is he not, Mr. Withers?
Well, we did get pretty hot on the way.
We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. An observation of Mr. Oscar Wilde's, whose name we do not mention.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I see that you do, then. And is Arthur a good boy at school? Does he please his masters? Is he first in his class? What does the Reverend Dr. Gummidge think of him? Eh?
I think you're 8th, aren't you, Seaton?
Arthur will never make a brilliant scholar, I'm afraid. Slugs and snails and puppy dog's tails, and worms and frogs. These are his boon companions. No doubt he has been dabbling about in his muddy pond. Eat, Mr. Weller. The lobster mayonnaise is worthy of your palate.
Thanks awfully.
Very good, Johnson. Splendid.
It's Withers, Aunt.
I see you are a fellow creature, a kindred spirit. And there are few of those. The best are gone. Eat, Mr. Withers. And when you are replenished, I will take you to your room. Arthur can amuse himself with those he dotes on. Chacun a son goût, as we say, eh, Mr. Smithers? Chacun a son goût. Come with us. This is the room my poor dear brother William died in as a child. I keep it just as it was. Admire the view.
It's jolly nice, Miss Seaton.
You may put your things in there.
I'm afraid I didn't bring anything.
I would never consent to question a schoolfellow behind my nephew's back. But tell me, Smithers, why is Arthur so unpopular?
I wouldn't say.
You, I understand, are his only close friend.
Well, actually,
But there. Don't trouble to answer.
I only think...
I would never extort an answer. Boys are queer fish. Brains might have suggested his washing his hands before luncheon, but not my choice, Withers. God forbid. And now perhaps you would like to go into the garden. I cannot actually see from here, but I shouldn't be surprised if Arthur is not even now skulking behind that hedge. Join him, Smithers. We shall meet again at the tea table. The afternoon I spend in retirement.
I'll seize on your ass! Say, Miss... Mother! Seaton, are you all right?
Well, must go home now, Arthur. Bye.
Goodbye, Alice.
Was that your aunt? Why don't she take any notice of us?
She never does.
Why not?
It's a damn awful part of her. I tell you, she sees everything. And what she doesn't, she knows without.
How?
Because she's in league with the devil. That's how. You fellows don't realise how it is. I know I'm a bit close and all that. But so would you be if you had an old hag like that listening to every thought you think.
How?
You'll see.
What happened to your father?
Dead. Ages ago. My mother too. She's not even my proper aunt.
What is she then?
She's not my mother's sister, because my grandmother married twice. And she's one of the first lot. Oh, I don't know what you call her. Anyhow, she's not my real aunt.
She gives you tons of pocket money.
She can't give me what's mine already. When I come of age, half of this lot'll come to me. What's more, I'll make her hand over every blessed shilling of it.
Is it a lot? Who told you? And why do you say she's in league with the devil?
She is, that's all.
Check. Check. I hope Arthur has made you feel at home. He don't talk much to me, but then I'm an old woman. You must come again and draw him out of his shell. You old snail, Thank you, Barton. And we must correspond, perhaps. You must write and tell me everything behind the creature's back. Check. A drawn game, Withers. We are very evenly matched.
Oh, I say.
You know your room. The supper in the dining room. Don't let the creature overeat himself. The gong will go 3/4 of an hour before a punctual breakfast. An excellent game, Withers. But my memory is poor, and the result will never be known. Eh?
Oh, that's absolutely in a hole, you know.
In a hole. Off you go, the pair of you. No, that is Arthur, my dear young man. Toad in a hole.
Well, how would you like it?
Like what?
Being spied on. Every blessed thing you do and think.
Well, I shouldn't like it if she did.
And you let her smash you up at chess.
I didn't let her.
You funked it then.
And I didn't funk it either. She was just jolly clever with her knights.
Knights. You wait. That's all.
What's up?
Shh, she'll hear. I'm sorry. I didn't think you'd be asleep so soon.
What time is it?
Quarter to 12. I never get to sleep before 12. Not here.
What do you do then?
Read and listen. You can't guess. All you read in ghost stories. That's all rot. You can't see much, but you know all the same.
Know what?
That they're there. The house swarms with them.
Rot.
Just you stand outside my bedroom door in the middle of the night and listen. The voices. They're all over the place.
Look here, Seaton. You asked me to come here, and I don't mind chucking up a leave, because I promised. But don't come talking a lot of rot. Voices and all that. Or you'll know the difference when we get back to school.
I'll chance that. I may not be there much longer. Anyhow, you're here now, and there isn't anybody else to talk to.
Well, you can clear out, and if you want to potter about all night, that's up to you.
Even this room's nothing more than a coffin. I suppose she told you. It's exactly the same as when my poor brother died. And good luck to him. Just look at that. There's hundreds of eyes like that in this house. And if God does see you, He takes damn good care you don't see him.
You're only guying me, I know. What is it? What do you hear, you silly fool?
She brings them.
Who? Your aunt?
I told you. She's in league. She as good as killed my mother. I know that. She just sucks you dry. That's what she'll do for me, 'cause I'm like my mother. She hates to see me alive. But just you wait, my boy. Wait till she's dead. I wouldn't be in her shoes then.
Was that her? Look here, Seaton. You must think I'm a jolly noodle. But your aunt's been civil to me and all that. And I don't believe a word you say about her. I bet you a level tanner that she's in bed now. You can keep your ghosts to yourself. It's a guilty conscience, I think.
I'm not a liar, but I'm not going to quarrel with you. You're the only person I care a button for. At least, you're the only chap who's ever come here. I don't care for 50,000 ghosts, except I know they're here. You Lady Tanner, she's in bed. Well, I know different, and I'll prove it too. Come on.
Come on where?
To see. You'd hear them too in time, my fine soldier. Come on. What did I say? Who's the fool now?
Mr. Withers, you slept well?
Ah,
but there, I see you did.
And I knew very well that she had followed every word and movement of the night before. We returned to school, although Seaton left shortly afterwards, and I saw or heard nothing more of him. Until our accidental meeting, that is, and my second invitation to visit Seaton's aunt. Arthur.
Oh, I like it best like this. We haven't any man now, of course, can't afford it. And it always seems to me we're only interlopers on the earth, disfiguring everything.
Well, I suppose that's one view.
It's different here, you see. We're out of the swim of things. Here's Alice.
I don't suppose you remember me?
Yes, I do.
Withers, my old schoolfellow, Alice. I thought we might walk in the garden before the sun goes down.
Yes.
My aunt won't join us till dinner time.
Well, what are your plans for the wedding then?
The wedding. There's nothing fixed yet.
No, not yet.
Well, you must let me know.
Alice.
Miss Seaton.
Mr. Withers. In this short interval, you have put off youth, put on the man. My nephew tells me you met by chance, and in my beloved London. You, I understand, are to be best man. Yes, best man. Or am I divulging secrets? How do you think Arthur is looking?
Oh, I think he looked... Oh, I say. I remember that. It was in my bedroom the night I stayed here.
I see you share my admiration for the painting, Mr. Withers. Arthur, I believe, is not so fond. Are you, dear boy? And Alice? I watched you from the window. I hope you pointed out to Mr. Withers all my pretty bits.
We just walked around the garden, Miss Seaton. It's a very beautiful evening.
Is it? Then, on this very beautiful evening, we will go into dinner. Mr. Withers, your arm. Arthur, bring your bride. Marriage. I fear we have barbarous institutions. Marriage, Mr. Withers, was instituted in the privacy of a garden, sub rosa, as it were. Don't hover, Barton. Civilization flaunts it in the glare of day. The dull marry the poor, the rich the effete. And so our new Jerusalem is peopled with half-wits at either end. No, we should never have taken to evolution, Mr. Withers. Natural selection. Gods and little fishes.
Survival of the fittest.
What do you say, Arthur?
You said... survival of the fittest, Miss Seaton. It's the idea that...
Ah, yes. Who eats and who is eaten. Arthur understands it. We have become a tailless host of uninstinctive animals. We should have used our brains, and by brains I mean... What do I mean, Alice?
I suppose...
I mean, dear child, I mean courage. Consider it. I read now, Arthur, that the scientific world begins to be afraid of spiritual agencies.
Ah, spiritualism. That's when...
Here's the tap. And actually float through the air, bless their hearts, of wraiths and poltergeists. I think just some of those delicious grapes. Thank you, my dear. They talk about blind love, Mr. Withers. But why blind? Surely from weeping over its folly. After all, it is we plain women who triumph beyond the mockery of time. Alice now. Fleeting, fleeting is youth, my child.
You'll die. You'll die.
What's that you're confiding to your plate, Arthur? Satirical boy.
You never listen.
He laughs at his old aunt. He detests all sentiment.
Please, Miss Seaton.
Whispers the most acid asides. Come, my love. We will leave these cynics. We will go and commiserate with one another on our sex. Heart to heart, Smithers, whilst you enjoy an old school tete-a-tete.
I don't like leaving her too long with my aunt.
Look here, Seaton, I don't want to offer advice where it's not wanted. But don't you think you may not treat your aunt in quite the right way? Bit of give and take?
How?
Well, I can't help feeling that she thinks you don't care for her and takes your silence as bad temper. I mean, she's been quite decent to you, hasn't she?
Decent? My God, I don't think you understand. But then you always did. Just like the other fellows laugh at me at school that night you stayed about the voices and all that. But I know.
Know what?
That what we see and hear is only the smallest fraction of what is. I know that she lives quite outside of all this. Oh, she talks to you. But that's only make-believe, a parlor game. She's never really with you, just pitting her wits against yours and enjoying the fooling. She's living on inside herself. She's living on me. That's what it is, a cannibal feast. And she's a spider. I tell you, Withers, she hates me. I used to think I knew the reason, but it's oceans deeper than that. Herself against myself. What has life been to me? Nothing but a trap. And when you think you're free, it only begins again.
What on earth are you talking about?
I mean what I say. What's the use? I'm as good as done for. You'll see. Where is she?
She just went to fetch something for me to put on.
Such a moon. A night for lovers, Mr. Withers, if ever there was one. Arthur, take Alice for a little promenade in the garden. I dare say we poor old cronies will manage to keep awake. Oh, hasten, hasten, Romeo, my poor, poor Alice. What a laggard lover. Go forth, my children.
Thank you.
Dear, innocent sweetings. Well, Mr. Withers, we poor old seasoned creatures must move with the times. Do you sing?
No, really.
Then you must listen to my playing.
Chess?
Chess, Chess is now completely beyond my poor wits. What shall it be? How can we capture them, those passionate young hearts? That first fine, careless rapture. Poetry itself.
Please, go on.
You are a real lover of music, Mr. Withers, I see. To me it is too painful.
Oh, please. Miss Seaton.
Tell me, Mr. Withers, as a man of the world, what do you think of my new niece?
Oh, I don't think I'm a very good judge of character. She's very charming.
A brunette.
I think I prefer dark women.
And why? Consider, Mr. Withers. Dark hair, dark eyes, dark night, dark death, dark grave. Dark.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't you, Mr. Withers? Perhaps not.
I prefer contrasts, you know. Just as one only sees stars in the dark. As for death in the grave, well, when it comes, I don't suppose we'll notice that. I believe in making the best of things.
When it comes to death in the grave. How very interesting. I'm sure I profoundly hope so. Perhaps you will take pity on me again. You and I would get on famously. Kindred spirits, elective affinities. And now that my nephew is going to leave me, now that his affections are centered on another, I shall be a very lonely old woman. Shall I not, Arthur?
I didn't hear what you said, Aunt.
I was telling our friend that when you are gone, I shall be a very lonely old woman.
Oh, I don't think so.
He means, Mr. Withers. He means, dear child, I shall have memory for company. The ghosts of other days. Sentimental boy. And did you enjoy our music, Alice? Did I really stir that youthful heart? Oh, oh, oh. You billers and coors, I have been listening to such flatteries, such confessions. Beware, Arthur. Beware. There's many a slip. Who knows?
I think, Miss Seaton, that it's really time for me to go.
No. Look, I know what game you're playing.
It really is getting pretty late, you know. There may only be one more train.
All right. All right.
He that fights and runs away. Eh, Mr. Withers?
Alice and I will take you down in the car.
Seaton, you have my address. If you want to come up to town between now and the day, I'd be delighted to see you.
Thanks very much.
Well, I dare say Alice would like to do some shopping. Perhaps we could all meet.
I don't come to town very often, Mr. Withers. But thank you.
Well, let me know when you name the day.
Yes, hello? Yes, George. Yes, I'll come down immediately.
Good Lord. Seaton.
Sorry, Withers. I should have let you know.
Thanks, George.
Nicer.
Fact is, I need some help, and you're the only one I...
You'd better come up. How did you get here? You look all in.
Yes, I am. I drove the car, you remember?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Ah, right. Yes. Sit down. Well, it must be almost a year. Don't think I ever heard about your wedding. Should have sent you a present.
No. But in fact, I haven't married.
Or something went wrong.
Well, not in that sort of way, perhaps.
How about a drink? I think I could find you a spot of brandy.
No, look, I'm all right, really. Just rather tired. I didn't sleep last night, scarcely at all. In fact, since my aunt died 3 weeks ago,
She's dead? You say your aunt's dead?
Yes. She's dead. Thank God. I prayed for it. Over and over again. You're the only person I can tell who won't be shocked. Everything's mine. Lock, stock, and barrel. Only one thing. She's dead. But she isn't gone.
How do you mean?
What I say. She wouldn't let me get my hands on it. She cheated me of life, of everything that was mine, right from the start. Even Alice. That's why you've got to come, just for one night, to see. I can prove it to you with this. Yes, even to you. So will you? Withers.
Yes?
Remember that picture? Thou seest me.
Or the Eye of God? Well, what about it?
I always hated it.
She hung it in the drawing room. One night, soon after she died, I turned it to face the wall. I was sick to death of the damn thing staring at me.
Well, sir?
Next morning, when I went in, there it was, looking at me again. Someone had turned it back.
Well, a housekeeper, one of the servants.
I've sacked the lot. There's no one here but me now.
Well, it's impossible.
What?
Well, you must be mistaken.
No mistake. It's happened 3 times since then. Sorry about the state of things.
Look, aren't there any lights?
Yes. She never wanted electricity. You shan't convert me to such modern horrors. I'm going to clear the whole place of everything when I've got over this. When I've persuaded Alice. Last night, I hid the damn picture behind a cushion and slept in this room, or rather didn't sleep. When I opened my eyes at dawn, the bloody birds were singing. And it was there, on the wall, staring right back at me. I tell you, it's a fight to the death between her and me now. Death and beyond. Are you with me?
You took it down?
Yes.
And you hid it?
On the sofa, behind a cushion.
Rest, rest, perturbed spirit. Right. Go to bed.
No.
Seaton, you must. Hang it, you're washed out, all in. Look, I don't promise to stay awake all night, but I promise you this. If that picture's back on the wall tomorrow, then I'll believe you that your aunt's still here
alive and kicking. If not, you've won. All right?
I must say, Withers, I'm very grateful. But I expect you know that. It's meant a lot to me ever since school, having you as a friend.
You're an ass, that's what I think. And you'll see tomorrow.
One of us will. I hated her, you know. Like the devil. Good luck.
He means, Mr. Withers, I shall have memory for company. The ghosts of other days.
Ghosts.
So, Auntie,
Let's see what you can do.
Arthur, Arthur, are you there? Arthur, you dirty, dirty creature. Arthur, 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 are you there? Arthur, you dirty, dirty creature.
Arthur, Arthur, are you there? Arthur, you dirty, dirty creature. Dirty, dirty creature.
Seaton.
Nowhere to hide, dirty creature. I see everywhere. Thou God seest me.
Seaton, my dear fellow, you must wake up.
Is it?
Yes, I'm here. You were asleep! You didn't know.
But look here. What do you think? What do you think of an aunt who hates a fellow as much as this?
I don't know. I don't know what to think. What should I say? That his aunt was dead, but he was buried. One thing I couldn't tell him as his only friend, that he had never been much more than buried in my mind.